and welcome. Top on our news at this hour. Today is the second day of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's US visit. After the in-person meeting with his Australian and Japanese counterparts yesterday, his big bilaterals will end with the most anticipated in-person meeting with the US President Joe Biden at the White House, followed by the first Quad Leadership Summit. We have power-packed day or a powerful packed day today. And for this broadcast, we have Yasuhide Nakayama, the State Defense Minister of Japan. Thank you very much for joining us at this hour. Mr. Minister, let me just start by asking you, what are your expectations from the upcoming Quad meeting and the bilateral between Prime Minister Suga and President Joe Biden? And do you also think there is a need to expand Quad?
Yes, thank you very much inviting me as very special WION News. And thank you for India friends. So the two leaders shared on views on this importance of maritime security toward the realization of a free and open Indo-Pacific, and reconfirmed to work closely with each other and also with the United States and Australia in order to strengthen the connectivity in the region, as well as to form an international order based on the rule of law. The two leaders shared strong oppositions to the economic coercion and unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force in the East and South China Sea.
Minister Yasuhide, Japan urged Europe to speak out against China's expansionism. What are Japan's biggest concerns and challenges with regards to China?
Yes, unfortunately, I think the Chinese military, they have not shown enough transparency about their own military activities and also the budget even. So we collecting all the information from all the magazines, medias, report, think tank report, and we can figure the amount of their budget for the military budget for the Chinese PLA activities. And it's about 4 times bigger than Japanese defense budget. So this is a huge budget. It's 4 times compared to Japan. So, and also we really have a concern about outer space technology and also cyber field, and also electric, the warfare about related to the game changer techniques. And also, as I told you, the economic coercion and also unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force in the East and South China Sea. So, and also they have a very strong naval activity and expansionism towards the the Pacific Ocean. So those kind of activities of China really gave us lots of concern to the not just Japan, but lots of Asian countries, I guess.
Minister Yasuhide, China recently warned U.S. allies, especially Taiwan, over trusting U.S. following the debacle around the Afghanistan pullout. Do you think the reactions from EU nations following the ORCA's deal could create doubts in minds of allies like Taiwan over trusting the U.S.?
16th of this month, United States and the UK and Australia, the leaders established a new partnership. It's called ORCAS. And this partnership, I think the Australian Navy is going to have and plan the nuclear submarine and supported by United States and the UK. And so the AUKUS is a security alliance, and also the to increasing the capability for the defense technology. And I think they are going to share their knowledge. And I think I don't think I am a Japanese side, so I should never comment about the another country, whoever is going to afford any equipment this time. But on the other hand, we the Japan think that this AUKUS is very good for make a strong strengthening between the United States and also the Australia and the UK. And this kind of a capability I'm talking about submarines, I think this is facilitate to keep the stabilize and also the peace of the FOIP, which is a free and open Indo-Pacific region. So, and also on the other hand, Biden administration this March, they announced interim national security strategic guidance. And I think this shows that the United States competitor is become China, and how to manage and also tackling this difficult issue from the United States point of view. And I think so this time the AUKUS also one of the strong and thick pillar to concrete the Biden administration focusing on Indo-Pacific region. So I think this AUKUS is going to make the security and the rule of law on the maritime issue, especially around your country, which is India. So we, the Japan, think the AUKUS establishment is, I think this is really good to cooperate for the peace for our region also.
You have seemingly welcomed the pact, the AUKUS pact, but Mr. Minister, I have to ask, what are your thoughts on the implications of AUKUS deal for Japan and the Indo-Pacific?
This is a very easy answer. We, the Japan, and as a Japanese self-defense forces, we also we are watching the same direction, and the purpose is the same. Our FOIP, Free Open Indo-Pacific policy, and the concept is a very, very important concept since Abe administration. So we, the Japan, would like to more connectivity and also the lots of sharing with this AUKUS trilateral relationship.
Do you likely see the expansion of the ambitions or the ambition towards greater military and security coordination, and not just coordination on trade and supply chains? Could the JAI expand into an Asia-Pacific NATO, you think?
I don't think it's going to be kind of like a NATO or some kind of militaristic strong alliance compared to the European is doing as a NATO. I think this is more focusing on especially the Indo-Pacific geopolitically point of view, and also the historic point of view. The AUKUS, I think they are thinking more good connection and the connectivity and the focusing on the same purpose and the profit and the vision between the countries. And I think so it's not just a bilateral or unilateral, I mean how to say, more kind of like a coalition, only defense, militaristic alliance or something, not something like that. I think this is more natural, and to make a more country who can who can collaborate as a friend and to make a strong partnership like Japan or India, who really think the importance of rule of law on the maritime issue, and also to keep the stabilize of the Indo-Pacific region. Any country who really trusts that kind of vision and the mutual profit, I think the ORCA is one of the safety pillar for the same concept countries, I guess.
Finally, Minister Yasuhide, India and Japan share a similar vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific and share a strategic partnership. Your thoughts on the India-Japan ties within the framework of Quad and the bilateral meet between Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Suga?
Yes. So, as I told you at the beginning, the two great leaders shared the view on the importance of maritime security toward the realization of a free and open Indo-Pacific, and reconfirmed to work closely with each other and also with the United States and Australia in order to strengthen the connectivity in the region, as well as to form an international order based on the rule of law. The two leaders shared strong opposition to the economic coercion and unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force in the East and South China Sea. And as a Japanese citizens, we love Indian citizens, because you are the only country who pray the 6th of August. It's 76 years ago. We had a war against the U.S. and at that time they dropped the nuclear weapons to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And each single year, when that day comes, Indian peoples pray for the soul of the victim of the war, the casualty of the war. So I always respect the Indian people and your country. And so as a Japan between India, we can make happen for the peace, which anybody cannot still grab it. I think India as a country, it's a key of the free, open Indo-Pacific concept. And the Japan can support and make alliance as a friendship, very deep friend country like us. So thank you for WION to give me a chance to say thank you so much to Indian people from Japan. We love you all.
Thank you very much. State Defense Minister of Japan, Mr. Yasuhide Nakayama. Thank you very much for your insights and for talking to WION.
Thank you very much. My English skill is not so good, but I'm sorry, but I love you.
It was perfect. It was perfect. Thank you.